Shalom. This is the brother Yeshaya from the Great Millstone Charlotte Camp. And before I get started with this lesson, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachaha Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth and Ruel. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, pushing his word throughout the four corners of the earth in truth, righteousness, and sincerity. To you I say Shalom. The title of this lesson is going to be Remember Lot's Wife. Alright. Now we're going to start off with Mark 4 and verse 13. With the parable of the sower. But I'm gonna pretty much go straight to the point. Go to the explanation, like it says right here. The explanation of the parable. So let's go ahead and jump right in. This is Mark 4 and 13. It says, "And he said unto them, Know ye not this parable? How then will ye know all parables? The sower soweth the word, and these are they by the wayside, where the word is sown. But when they have heard, Satan cometh immediately and taketh away the word that was sown in their hearts." Right? So the sower, is those that's pushing his word. Ultimately it's the Most High, right? And those seeds, the ones that fall by the wayside, are those, that come up and they hear this word, but immediately, there's some urgency they gotta go to, or their wife tells them, "Come on, let's go," or some children are nagging them. You know what I'm saying? And they end up just, getting taken away, and they pretty much they lose interest immediately. You know what I'm saying? But verse 16 it says, "And these are they likely, and these are lay Salakia, and these are they likewise which are sown on stony ground, who when they have heard the word immediately receive it with gladness, and have no root in themselves, and so endure but for a time. Afterward, when affliction or persecution ariseth for the word's sake, immediately they are offended." Right, so that's pretty much plain and simple, man. Those that fall on stony ground are those that pretty much, they hear this word, they take this word, and, it feels good to them at first, but once they start, getting rebuked by either the family members or friends, and they start looking at them sideways, what I'm saying? They get offended. They pretty much just end up falling out. Or even when persecution arises, when the time persecution comes, there's going to be some, Lord willing, we're not part of that number, you know. But hey, there's going to be some who might end up, falling out because they get offended. They don't want to partake. They don't want to endure those coming persecutions, right? For verse 18 it says, "And these are they which are sown among thorns, such as hear the word, and the cares of this world, and the deceitfulness of riches, and the lust of other things entering in, choke the word, and it becometh unfruitful." Right? So those are the ones that are too caught up with the cares of this life, man. Like they have the wisdom, knowledge, understanding of the scriptures, but eventually, they get too caught up with with their daily lives, with their the cares of this world, trying to get money, you know what I'm saying? So to the point where they end up losing themselves, which ultimately that shows that they never had the faith in the first place, right? But continuing on, and this is what most people get caught up with right here, the cares of this world. Like I said, the title of this lesson is um, "Remember Lot's Wife." Now, Lot's wife, she looked back whenever the angels told him, "Don't look back." She looked back because why? Because she had all that wealth. Well, Lot had all that wealth, and they ended up having to leave all that behind. So she looked back, because hey, she cared about that. It was her stability. That's what they lived off of. instead of trusting, when Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. And that's what a lot of people are going to end up resorting to, the cares of this life. Or at least those that end up falling out, right? It says, and the cares of this world, and the deceitfulness of riches, and the lust of other things entering in, choke the word, and it becometh unfruitful. And these are they which are sown on good ground, such as hear the word, and receive it, and bring forth fruit, some 30-fold, some 60, and some 100. Right? Those are the ones that sown on good ground, man. Fruitful branches, man. The ones that's constantly pushing His word, the one that's constantly bringing in new fruit, right? Edifying the elect, feeding the sheep, right? Those are those that are sown on good ground. So from here, let's get Luke 9, and I'm gonna start at verse 23. And it says, and he said to them all, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself, meaning deny, or at least put off your goals, put off your dreams and aspirations in this life, right? Because a lot of Jake wants to be either a rapper, a singer, a musician, a basketball, star, football star, soccer star, whatever Jake is into, man, artist, right? But right here is telling you, hey, man, you gotta put that off. You gotta deny yourself, right? It says, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me. Right, man? You gotta carry your cross, man. Meaning, whatever bullshit you're dealing with, you gotta deal with it and also follow Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. Right? Follow in the footsteps of Yahweh Shah. Because he led by example. And he left an example for you to follow. So you gotta follow after that example. Right? So it says, verse 24, for whosoever will save his life shall lose it, but whosoever will lose his life for my sake, the same shall save it. That's right, man. So if you try to, hold on to this place, end up trying to hold on to your life, you're going to end up losing it, eventually. Especially in these days that's coming, man. These days are coming quick, man. Those who are attached to this life, too attached to the cares of this world, y'all going to end up, getting caught off guard by Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah. Like the scripture says, man, hey, he's coming like a thief in the night. Unexpectedly. So when you least expect it, he's going to come down with great wrath, with fire, judgment. Right? And if you're too caught up with whatever it is, Jake is caught up with, entertainment, whatever bullshit, and you're going to perish. You're going to perish in that day. Right? So it says, but whosoever shall lose his life for my sake, the same shall save it, right? Because ultimately we know that those that do become martyrs, that are part of the elect, that stand in the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, and end up giving their life up for the testimony of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, that they're going to be taken care of in that day. They're going to be taken care of. Well, what I mean to say is, Slakia, what I mean to say is, those that end up dying in the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, they're going to be risen up. And they're going to receive crowns of life. Right? They're going to be the first ones on those chariots, man. With them new bodies. Right? And ultimately, that's a great honor, man. Like we may mention earlier at the camp, we may mention that dying in the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, that's like the ultimate honor, man. Just like you got people that went to war, ended up dying at war. Their names ended up becoming reverenced amongst the uh, I guess you can say amongst the ranks in the military. They end up becoming almost like how would you say it? They pretty much end up giving like a memorial, honorable memory of him, right? Like he becomes a memorial for the rest of the people. You know, they show him honor. But how much more are we going to receive? You know, those men, Salakia, because Lord willing, we be part of that number too. But how much more those men that get lay their lives down for Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, how much more are they going to receive in the kingdom for laying their life down for the testimony of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, right? The power and the king of the universe. How much more honor are they going to receive, man? Oh, in the kingdom, man, they're going to be, they're going to be talked about. Everybody's going to know. Like, oh man, that brother, he laid his life down for the testimony of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, right? That's going to be the ultimate honor. But if you end up, in that time when their persecution arises, right? They bring out the guillotine, and you end up fearing for your life, to where you end up giving in and taking the MOTB instead of dying for Yahweh Ba'Shem, dying for the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. You're going to die regardless. And this time, the Most High is going to bring heavy judgment on you, man. Fire. Because those that laid their lives down for Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, hey, it could happen to where that death is swift and quick, to where you won't even feel it, right? And to those who end up, giving in to the MOTB, end up taking it, right, so they can save their life, so they can eat for a couple more days or whatever, weeks, whatever. When that judgment comes, shit, the Most High can have them burn in that lake of fire for days, years. I mean, we don't know. We don't know how the Most High is going to do it, but hey, He can do that, right? So moving on to verse 25, it says, "For what is a man advantaged if he gain the whole world and lose himself, or be cast away?" Right, man. What advantage are you going to gain if you, or what advantage do you have if you gain the world but lose your own soul? Right? Here it is. You got everything you wanted. You're a celebrity. You're famous. You got all the money you could ever spend. Right? You got all these properties. Pretty much, you're living large, man. You're living good. But what advantage is there for you to receive all that and then end up dying? Right? It's good for nothing. So this is a valid point that Yahweh Shai is making right here. So, that's something to consider. But this is Luke, actually, in the same chapter. Luke 9 and 62. It says, "And another said, Lord, I will follow thee. Let me first go bid," Salakia, 62. Salakia, I was reading above. But it says, "And Yahweh said unto him, No man having put his hand to the plow and looking back is fit for the kingdom of the Most High." That's right. So once you put your hand to the plow, you can't turn back, man. You gotta understand, this thing is blood in, blood out. Right? Once you're initiated, once you're in this thing, you can't turn back. You go back, that's your ass. The Most High is gonna have judgment waiting for you. Right? Let me read this again. Verse 62, it says, And Yahushua said unto him, No man having put his hand to the plow and looking back is fit for the kingdom of the Most High. Right? So you can't turn back, man. You can't look back. Remember Lot's wife, right? You can't turn back. Otherwise, you're going to end up turning into a pillar of salt right here in Babylon. You got to understand this labor that we got ourselves into, or this work, this ministry that we put ourselves into. Well, ultimately, it was Yahweh Shah who put us into it. You know, many are called, but few are chosen. But or I have chosen you. You have not chosen me, but I have chosen you. Right. But ultimately, us entering into this work, um, damn, Salaki, I lost my train of thought. Let me read this again. Luke 9:62. And Yahushua said unto him, No man having put his hand to the plow and looking back is fit for the kingdom of the Most High. Right, man. So you can't turn back. Right. Once you put your hand to once you put in this work, man, you can't just go back. Go back to the way you were. Go back to the cares of your life. Go back to your that wicked ass lifestyle you were living. You know, you got to maintain, continue, push forward. Right. Shed off that old man. Cause Jake's gotta evaluate in his life what's more important, right? What's your priority? Is it getting delivered, or is it, having glory on this side, on this side in this kingdom, right? This is Matthew 6:20. It says, "But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also." That's right, man. You gotta lay up treasures in heaven. You can't be laying up treasures here on earth, because all this thing is gonna be melted down anyway. Right? We're looking forward for the kingdom, where everything that we have in the kingdom ain't gonna be taken away from us, man. Because we're gonna be under, well, really, we're gonna be gods, right? We're gonna receive that. We're gonna go back to that ancient that ancient glory that we used to have back whenever we were the sons of God. From the beginning. Because we were those angels, or at least the elect. The elect were those angels, man, that were up there with Yahweh Shai, creating the heavens, creating the earth. And that's the kind of power we want to go back to. Because right now we're stuck in these corruptible bodies, man. These chains of darkness. But eventually, man, we're gonna receive a new body, which is gonna be able to, which is gonna be perfect. And those angelic spirits that we got is gonna be put in those bodies, to where it's gonna be able to, they're gonna be able to coexist, man, and be perfect. Right? But moving on, let's get Luke Luke 17, and let's start at the very bottom. 32, it says, Remember Lot's wife. Whosoever shall seek to save his life shall lose it, and whosoever shall lose his life shall preserve it. That's back to what we read in Luke 9, right? You try to save your life on this side, Because times that's coming, it's gonna be to where there's no food, there's gonna be no water. It's gonna be very troubling times. They ain't called Jacob's trouble for no reason. Jacob's gonna be struggling out here, man, catching all types of hell. So if you end up, wavering in faith, end up giving in, you're gonna lose, and you end up trying to take that MOTB to preserve your life, man. You're gonna lose it. But those that end up staying steadfast in Yahweh Shem Yahushai and endure to the end, they're gonna be delivered, taken up, and they're gonna be preserved from that second death. Because ultimately, that's what we're trying to escape. Right now, I know brothers that don't like mine. That's what we're trying to achieve. Right? Salvation from the second death. Who cares if Esau grabs us up and ends up, sentencing us to death? Not right for the testimony of Yahweh Shah. Because ultimately, we know we're going to still win. We're going to win regardless. So we shouldn't fear those things, man. Right? It says, what's that scripture? Don't fear man who can kill the body, but fear him who can destroy, or fear not him who can destroy the body, but fear him who can destroy the body and the soul. Right? Which that's the Most High. Right. So from here, let's get Micah 2 and 10. Because ultimately, man, we were told to depart from this place, man. Because this place has nothing for us. Got nothing for us. It never had. But you got Jake trying to find comfort in this place. Right? With little trinkets. You got a little bit of money, little crumbs that Esau throws at you, and y'all happy with that. Man, we're trying to receive the kingdom. We're trying to be kings and princes on the earth. That's what we want. I mean, that's what we are. Yashar Allah. He is the prince of the power. Prince of the power, man. Man, that's what we're trying to achieve. What's Jake doing, man? What are y'all doing? You want to be what? A millionaire? Which, that money ain't shit anyway. Soon enough, it ain't gonna be worth shit. So like we always say, man, hey, Jake is trying to attach himself to a sinking ship. We're trying to attach ourselves to the power of the universe, man. Right, to the Most High, in the name of His Son Yahweh Shah. Because ultimately, everything is conducted by the Most High. He controls what goes on the earth, man. And we know that this is our time period for us to suffer. But after that suffering, hey, we're going to receive the kingdom, which is promised. Right? And it says the Most High Yahweh is not a lie, is not a man that he should lie. His words are faithful and true. Right? But let me read this. This is Micah 2 and 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Right? This ain't our rest, man. We're in our captivity. But Jake don't see that. Jake is still in the house of mirth, when he's supposed to be in the house of mourning. It says, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you even with the sword of destruction. That's right. Those that, like I said, is still, attached to this place, attached to this world, Esau's kingdom. And y'all gonna be destroyed with the sword of destruction, which is gonna be the thermonuclear missiles. Right? That fire. Now the elect, they're gonna be cleansed by fire, to the fire of adversity. That fire of affliction. Right? and those that make it out of it, I mean the which the elect are going to make it out of it. They're going to be acceptable. They're going to be made acceptable unto the Most High. But y'all 2/3, man, y'all going to receive that fire, that thermonuclear destruction. But y'all really going to have to be cleansed in order to make it in the kingdom. But this is 1 John 2, and I'm going to start at 15. It says, "Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but of this world." Right? And it said, hey, if you love the world, the love of the Father is not in you. You see? But continuing on, verse 17, "And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof. But he that doeth the will of the Most High abideth forever." Right? Because everything is going to pass away, man. This world is going to have to be cleansed from all this wickedness. And like I said, this place is going to be cleansed by fire. But everything else with it is going to be cleansed by fire, right? Anything that's left here on America is going to be destroyed. There's going to be nothing left, right? It says, "And he that doeth the will of the Most High abideth forever." But he that doeth the will of the Most High abideth forever. Right, man? Because we're going to receive them immortal bodies. Because we're never going to sin again, right? And the wages of sin is death. So we're not going to sin. So that means we're going to be immortal, right? We're going to live alongside with Yahweh Shah and be joint heirs with him, man. Meaning we're going to enjoy the same blessings, the same benefits as Yahweh Shah. Now, of course, Yahweh Shah is going to be, there's going to be order. There's going to be order in the kingdom. Yahweh Shah is going to be above, man. He's going to be like the head. It's going to be the Most High, Yahweh, and then there's going to be Yahweh Shah, and then there's going to be the 12. There's going to be the 144,000, then the elect, the rest of the elect, right? And then there's going to be 2/3. That's pretty much going to be the order in the kingdom, right? But that's pretty much the point, man. Don't turn back. Once you come into this thing, you know, we got a lot in store for us, man. We got a lot in store for us. There's no use in turning back to this world. This world has nothing for us, right? It's got nothing for us but destruction. So, like I said, like I may mention earlier, you got to set your priorities straight. What's your priority? Is it this world or is it deliverance? Is it the kingdom? So with that, man, I hope this lesson was edifying. I'm going to go ahead and close it out by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachaha Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth and Ruel. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect pushing his word throughout the four corners of the earth in truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Until the next time, I'm going to say Shalom.